In generations has Wall Street absorbed the number of body blows it took today.
The world has gone mad and the system is broken.
The American financial system is rocked to its foundation as top Wall Street institutions topple under a mountain of debt.
Bailed out by the taxpayers.
It's pretty clear they cannot be trusted.
He said, your problem is that you're trying to understand this as an economic story. Once you look at it as a crime story, look at it.
The Fed is losing control once again. In just a couple of days, the U.S. Federal Reserve has pumped out $125 billion and handed that money over to commercial banks once again.
Take the blue pill. The story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill. You stay in Wonderland. And I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. Remember, all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
Hello, Bitcoiners. Hi, you Bitcoiners. Yeah, Bitcoin halving, it's here. Halving, putting it in. Anyway, you know what I mean. I personally, I don't understand anything about, I tried, I think I have a few laying around, maybe, but I still don't understand it. Anyway, I know everyone is expecting big gains from this Bitcoin halving. Someone's explained it to me. Still don't get it. So, but I think that I can figure out like your net gains because it's going to be huge. That's what she said. So if you need any help with your taxes, well, you know who to call. Good luck, you Bitcoiners, you.
It may have. I don't remember. So long ago. It's almost 4 years ago.
Is this your second halving or is this your third? Were you around for 2012? I don't remember.
No. I was late 2013. I was in the China bans Bitcoin for the first time cohort.
No.
Yeah.
That's really? I thought I thought you were much.
That was
earlier.
that was after the run up. Well, I was fall of 2013. But I went from 0 to 60 real fast.
Yeah, you were like a big deal like within a couple of weeks of that.
Yeah, still am.
It all went to your head, man. It all went to your head. The fame was too quick. You know, you're like the kid from Home Alone.
I peaked too soon.
Hey, Ryan, good to see you. I haven't seen you, I think, since Vegas, like in I don't know, 2013 or something like that. So
Hey, we were just talking about that.
Just so you guys
I don't know. I don't know who that. I don't even know who that was because
it's Aaron Voisin.
75 people on the screen.
Actually, this is my third Halving. So it's around 2012. I was we were just developing the first ASIC miner for Bitcoin, and we failed to deliver the first batch before the first Halving. We're pretty unhappy about it back then. Because we wish to have a ASIC miner to have a Bitcoin block with 50 Bitcoin, but but it turns out we missed the first Halving.
Nope.
I didn't know there were so many people on here. I just thought it was like 4 of us. I expanded my window.
Yeah.
Bitcoin Brady bunch.
Brady bunch and their cousins.
You know, in Russia, the biggest holiday is New Year. And on Russian TV, we have like previous 12 hours, we have like warm up for the holiday itself. And that's how I felt for this Halving because of Bitcoin magazine stream. I was like watching the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and I literally slept for like 90 minutes last night because I was trying to empty the space for this actually. And yeah, I'm super excited, just like I would be for New Year's. The only difference is that one is once in 4 years. Here and on Russian TV we have like previous 12 hours. We have
who's playing the stream?
Yeah, I can hear it.
Mute yourself, please. So does anyone have a crazy halving story from those of you who've been through a couple of these? Nothing, just Pete DJing it.
Actually, and yeah, I'm super excited, just like I would be for New Year's. The only difference is that one is once in 4 years.
Wear headphones, please.
12 hours. We have like
who's playing the stream?
Yeah.
Mute yourself, please.
And I think it's you. We can hear you playing something.
Wait, who's that?
Anand? I'm not sure if I pronounced that right.
Word. So how did the Kraken thing go last night? It seemed like you guys had a lot of people in there.
Oh yeah, man, that was a lot of fun. You're talking about the VR Halving party?
Yeah, I've never tried one of those yet.
Oh, you definitely should, man. The Oculus is insane. I had not gamed really since like early college. So I think like the jump in gaming was pretty crazy to see. And then just I think VR is like pretty poorly named. They should really just call it like it's a computer on your head. Like that's what it is. Like you can actually like. So I was moderating a panel within the VR thing, and I had a browser open like with like my notes, like as if I was like reading a notebook. And it was like you can open multiple browsers. It's like you can run programs that only you can see within a virtual space that includes like 60 people who can each run programs, and then it replicates like the physicality of the environment. Like you can really, like I said something and like everybody turned to look at me and it was really confusing. It's like, so it's like, it's very similar to like if you were, it replicates that quality of being like in a physical space. Plus you can like teleport around and just do all sorts of fun stuff. But yeah, it was good to see everybody. It's also crazy that you can recognize people in VR like almost instantly. I like recognized Elizabeth Stark's avatar. I was like, that's Elizabeth Stark, and it was. So yeah, definitely if you're looking at checking out VR, I don't know. I'm interested to see after the Halving if this sticks around, right? I think like one of the reasons we did it is that it was just a great way to bring people together, during the quarantine times, and then Udi with the Reckless VR guys. I think they've done a really good job of getting cool Bitcoiners to come in there. So, really we saw that as like, let's just kind of put all that stuff together and give it a good boost. But yeah, I thought the talks were fun. I thought it was good. So
Pete, you would
hopefully everybody will be rich and we can all just like take private jets and meet in person next time.
Yeah, or you could just VR teleport. It's cheaper. And it's better
You
for
would
the
have
environment.
you'd have been very, very confused if I had showed up to the Kraken event because I just kind of defaulted to a young, svelte black woman. So about as polar opposite from the real thing as you
I wouldn't have recognized you. I might have recognized you.
I don't think so. But I didn't even realize this because I've not clearly spent enough time in alt space just yet until I presented at Ethereal, and Luke Kerner was very confused.
Interesting. So you have like a VR.
I'm gonna have to do a little updating and get out the South Park avatar kit.
Huh. Yeah, I didn't know you had an alter ego. You should keep that going though.
Are y'all having a conversation about how Ryan looks like Joe Rogan right now?
No. We're talking about how it looks like a.
Turn on your camera.
I'll take it, man. I'll take it.
All right, hey, we're setting up. We're setting up the office right now. We're about to zoom in the whole office.
All right, let's do it.
All right, be right back.
I noticed there's going to be another VR hangout after party tonight, and they build the whole thing for Bitcoin halving. It's like Alien Treehouse with a lot of Bitcoin art, all that stuff.
Yeah, so we did
try to get in.
Yeah, you should definitely check it out. We looked at using that, but I think it's like, I think the thing with that one is like you can customize yourself more, so it crashes more basically. Like, so you can do like tons of graphics. Like, I think that's where they built the Bitcoin.
3 more blocks.
How many people are supposed to be in here when this gets going?
I invited like 50 people, so we're about halfway. 50%.
So are we just like sort of we just yell yay when the halving happens? That's it. We're just.
I think Nick brought a champagne bottle.
Y'all didn't install confetti on the roof?
It feels like New Year's. You know, just woo.
Where are y'all looking at the extra bucks?
Oh, there.
Sergej, you sound like you're in space too, man.
Am I in space?
The hot mic.
Very hot.
No problems.
Whoa.
Do you guys think that like all this virtual hanging out and VR stuff, does that have staying power post, social distancing?
I think like my thoughts on that would be like, so imagine like being at a conference but still being on your couch. Like that's kind of the like, it does have that cool aspect to it where it's like, oh, I'm moderating a panel, but like I'm on my couch, and when I stop moderating the panel, I can just like walk outside. So I don't know. You wonder like whether or not like all the travel to get people together, I think it's like a long time away, but you think about it, it's like if you really become like a hologram and you can just teleport somewhere.
I really like socializing with people at conferences. I really do more of that than I do going to the conference itself. I think I'd really miss it.
You'd be surprised. Like, I think you should check out VR because like the thing that you would be shocked at is like just how the human interaction like has the same of like, because when you're at a conference, it's like you're a person in a physical space, and then you interact with other people like in that plane. And it does a really good job of like replicating that. It's not the same, but digital and physical things are.
So you can go out in the hallway and do some networking 1-on-1 and put together some deals.
It's cool. The volume will kind of adjust based on how close you are to somebody.
Yeah.
So it does kind of mirror the physical experience. I mean, to Pete's point, it's got a long ways to go, but it's close enough where we're excited about it and glad to see so many experiments.
Yeah, I think it could eat.
I thought it was kind of interesting. A lot of the guys who were early in Bitcoin, it seemed like they were really interested in. There was a lot of people who were interested in both Bitcoin and virtual reality, and you haven't heard much about virtual reality until just a couple of months ago. And
my theory on this would be like, I think kids, like if you're a kid, it's like I hung out at McDonald's like most of the time with my friends. Like, so why would you do that when you could just hang out in VR? So I think like if you really get like a large number of young kids starting to do it, they'll just keep doing it. And I think you'll have some percentage of event type activity takes place there. I don't know. That would be my guess. Cause like, I don't know. I just hang out at people's houses, why do that when you could hang out in like a castle that you made or something?
How long do we upload our brains into the internet? Just like live 100%.
It's coming. I don't know if you've seen there's a new show
called Upload on Amazon Prime, and to me it seems like
that's a neat
predictive
show.
programming.
That's a pretty neat show.
It is, but I mean, it seems like there's just this level of predictive programming that's going on in a lot of what we watch and what we see. That's it almost makes me think like these writers have a little bit of the inside track of what's actually going on, and we're just getting prepared for it slowly but surely. But I mean, the connecting through VR or through virtual conferences like Consensus, I mean, I think that feedback is going to be pretty good for how people were networking today, and I mean into tomorrow. There were a lot of people at Consensus that, I mean, they're booked out solid with meetings for the next 2 days. And I mean, it should end up being pretty eventful for them. I don't know if it would have been the same for them or if they would have gotten the same exposure or had the opportunity to interface with the same people if things would have been face-to-face, or if they would have had to rely on their social skills and going up and starting those conversations in real life. So.
Yeah.
Well, you don't have to go through the struggle of finding where they are and the flaky Wi-Fi and the "can you see me now" and all that.
Yeah, and I mean, in the world of, Tinder and Bumble and, I mean, that's how matches are made nowadays, right? So if you're able to translate that to business and make it easy and eliminate that initial fear of taking the actual steps up to the person that you're trying to talk to, who knows? I mean, seems to work for every other area of life.
How long until it's not embarrassing that you met your spouse over VR? More or less than 10 years.
It can't be that bad. I mean, it took some time for like all the online dating websites, right, to kick in, and lots of people, meet their significant other that way. So I guess it's just a matter of time.
We got some new entrants. We got Dan Held and Matt Corallo, as well as the BTC office. What up, y'all?
What's up,
guys?
What's up, Matt?
Hey, guys. Hey.
And also Dan.
Hey, Matt, Dan.
3 more blocks. Who's drinking?
I'm drinking coffee with half and half, huh? Get it? Half and half.
There you
go. Rum.
What are you drinking?
Lagunitas IPA. Classic.
It just like blended in with your background for a second when you held it up. It's like
my skin tone.
Had a green
same.
Oh, yeah.
What's up, Austin?
What's up? What's up? How you doing?
Good, man. Excited to bring in the Halving with you.
Exactly, man. You got the hoodie on. You're ready. You're ready for the falling sky, just in case.
Hey, got to be prepared.
I hear you, man. I'm just drinking coffee, by the way, but it's got this nice skull on it, if that helps.
Have people been working today?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Most people?
I thought I was late.
Speaking of work,
Work don't stop.
Austin, what have you been up to down there? How's everything going with you guys?
Going really well, man. Busy as ever. I've been pretty much on quarantine since about 2 weeks before quarantine, just because we saw it coming, and we've got a little one at home, so we wanted to play it safe. But everything's rocking and rolling, looking really good. Staying busier than normal because without the travel and without the commutes and all that, I'm more productive actually. Was somebody raising their hand, Soona?
Oh, I was just making a joke that when I started quarantining is the new when I got into Bitcoin.
Right. I started early. I started late. I came in late. Yeah, that's funny.
Well, now it's cool to be a doubter. So I never believed it.
Never believed it.
It's been
yeah,
fake from the
apparently.
start.
Stop holding me down.
Well, it's funny to see some people turn around, and at first they were totally on the fear-mongering bandwagon. Now they're like, man, I think I did more harm by encouraging the fear than I did, than I might have done with taking a different approach. So some people are manning up, like, I won't say who, but powerful names that are coming out and saying, I'm sorry, guys, I didn't, it was my bad. I shouldn't have done that, because who knows?
Yeah, if the hospitals aren't full with the capacity, if they have extra capacity, then they need to start relaxing the lockdown, because it's not to prevent infections; it only delays them, right?
I'm sorry. I'm gonna stamp out the COVID talk before we get started. Let's focus.
We need something.
Let's talk about Bitcoin or something.
Can we talk about
Let me
how?
shout out to Mempool.space who made a nice. You can watch the blocks come in, like the
Okay.
ships. Let's see.
Let's
And they made
see.
a nice blinky block for the.
That's pretty cool.
It's pulsating.
For the halving one, and you can check it out, see how much fees they paid and so on. If you wanna.
It's coming.
Look at
Feels
that.
like the BTC office is getting ready to like break out in the Harlem Shake or something.
Is this
I want
countdown
them,
right
I
on
want
the
them to hang
site?
out with us.
Is this countdown on the site right? 10 minutes?
It could be slightly off. Probably is. I don't know where we're pulling the data from.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask is where's that coming from? Because it keeps jumping up and down, and I don't know if it's like direct pulling or is it somebody updating it?
I don't know.
Well, I'm going to go get a cup of coffee. I think I have enough time. I'll be back.
Yeah, you got time. You got time.
Yeah,
So what are we actually going to shout when this thing goes down? Like, what's the Bitcoin equivalent of Happy New Year?
Oh, wait. Now it's
Happy halving.
19 minutes.
I mean, it is.
We got 3 more blocks.
There's a lot of people who are not. I mean, yes, it's great to see the halving come and go, but I mean, for a lot of Bitcoin miners, profits are about to get cut in half in a pretty nasty way. I feel like we should almost like pour one out instead of celebrating.
What do you guys think
things in
is gonna
perspective?
happen? S9s are pretty much worthless right now, or they will be anyway.
What they always say.
It depends on your cost of production, right? If power is low enough, there will be people that still run them. I mean, who knows what Bitcoin's going to do? You know, prices, I think, messing with everyone pretty hard right now. So
yeah,
up until 24 hours ago, we were looking pretty good.
Who thinks
Does anybody know like what transaction fees are relative to the block reward? Like, is it significant at all?
It's like single-digit percents.
Clark
It's
Moody,
not nothing.
Clark Moody actively tracks it on Bitcoin.Clark Moody.
It's pretty low.
His dashboard is so legit.
Yeah.
Right now, it's 8.75% for the next block.
No.
Well, that's going to go up at least.
Yeah.
Fee market. Let's go.
I just got a batch of S17s that came in today, so we'll have to see.
Dan, what's is this your first batch of the S17s?
No, but newest. So literally just got a message that the boxes arrived today at the warehouse.
Nice, dude. What's the I mean, if you don't mind sharing, how have you seen the failure rates on those so far? I've seen some pretty bad reports. Are those consistent? It's like 20-30%?
Yeah, I think it depends. Like obviously if you go direct to manufacturing, go to Bitmain, I think you have a little bit lower percentage than that, but there's definitely a ton of brokers out there that I think increase the rate back to like the 25-30%. With the existing S17s, ours were roughly around like 8 to 10. And that was definitely tricky, especially with COVID disrupting supply chain, being able to send them back, get them refabricated and sent back, and then having to pay tariffs and imports both ways, which is kind of annoying. But we'll see about the new batch. Got a few that just landed today, so we'll hopefully be able to give you better information soon.
Best of luck on that, dude. Yeah, I mean the word has been that they've been getting better. You know, each iteration, the failure rate's been less and less. So,
have you heard anything about the S19 Pros?
I haven't, but I mean, I feel really bad that they're slipping up so hard at this point in time. You know, when you got micro BT so hot on their tail with the M30S, it's really not a time to be slipping up. And coming off the T17 and the S17s, who knows? I don't know that it's not a good risk to take. You know what I mean? If you're looking at an S19 or an M30S, it's really hard to go with a new model of something that the previous model had a 20 to 30% failure rate. So,
fair reminder, people, is the halving priced in?
No.
Actually,
Nick wants to say something.
They have completely different design.
Trigger Nick.
I think
he doesn't want to unmute himself.
I've written everything. My thoughts have been made clear on this. I shall say nothing else.
VJ Boy Potty had a nice tweet thread about how like you can't price it in when there's no like income stream, that when it's a, you know, purely momentum traded, you know, monetary commodity, there's no such thing as being priced in, because like, you know, when people buy it, that causes more people to buy it. And when people sell it, that causes more people to sell it. So it feeds on itself.
Yeah, but theoretically, you can price that in. You can price the network effect in theoretically. It's not priced in, that's different, but you could.
There's some random people showing up in the waiting room. These damn bombers.
I invited Michael.
Hey. Peter, you gotta tell me, man. Otherwise, I'm gonna reject them.
If it makes you feel any better, none of us are still there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
What's up, Corey?
Observable.
Dan, is this a good time to bring up the fact that maybe we should switch to perpetual low inflation just to smooth out those mining rewards?
Hey, man,
You and I have talked about this at length, and
I'm chilling, dude. I got a beer. We're about to have the halving.
No, fight.
Come on, nice.
Dan can be wrong tomorrow too. It's okay.
We could do that after.
So Dan, is this?
I actually still have the Bitcoin 2% domain still. So if you want to try on, I'm open for proposals.
What's the name of the domain again?
Bitcoin 2%.
So just 2% inflation.
I still, you know, like the Segwit 2x, but the Bitcoin 2%.
Like a special honor to have a transaction in this this last block, or does it matter?
Is it better to have it in the last block or the fresh block of 6.25?
No,
I mean, either way, if somebody needs to send a transaction, I'll just send you my address. You can send me some.
You're pretty sweet to do that. Make that offer.
What do we think the over/under is on fees in this last block? I have a feeling that the first post-halving block is going to have enormous tips from all the whales that are just making it rain.
Oh, that's interesting.
Interesting.
Any precedent?
Why? Yeah. Why do you feel that?
Just for that
Wasn't
exact
that the
reason
case?
that they want people to be able to see their big balances and. Nick,
Wasn't it the
you
case
guys,
with
you guys are gonna have to
600?
do the
Go for it.
Go ahead, Katie.
Wasn't it the case for a 600,000 block? Like everybody was trying to put their transaction in there, and the fees were much higher.
Carter, where are you? You should know this off the top of your head, man.
What's the question?
Katie was asking if at block 600,000, the fees were higher than normal because everybody was trying to get in that block.
600,000 specifically?
That was the last round number that we had.
Yes, yeah, I know that one off the top of my head, of course.
He's got the entire blockchain in his head.
It's only 300 gigabytes.
Isn't that what's powering Coinmetrics?
Only.
Yeah, it's just me on the background, just like queries.
It's the Nic Carter node. I was interviewing David Puel, and I swear that he knew the entire like Bitcoin price history off the top of his head. It was insane.
Crazy.
I mean, it's kind of funny, like time with when you've been in Bitcoin as a hodler, time is referenced by price. It's like this price
really
time
is, yeah.
continuum.
See, the first time we hit 10K though was like back like 3 years ago though, so feels like we've been kind of in slow motion.
Wait, by the way,
Here's a nice semantics debate from Peter Willa. Should the halving not happen actually at block 629,999? That's when miners actually start working on the halving block.
So it's one before. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
To answer Katie's question, the fees in block 600K were pretty low because you can't really determine ahead of time which block your transaction is going to go in, you know?
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now, 0.4, right?
Missed opportunity, if you ask me. Right after that second to last block.
What are you putting in this block? You seem to be on this. You're on this train really hard right now.
Oh, I have absolutely no skin in the game. I'm just filling dead air.
Are you trying to make this a thing?
Is anyone trying to put op return data in the halving block?
Wouldn't know how to, but it sounds cool.
We might see miners try and reorg each other to like mine the special block. That's one thing.
Oh,
I was
that would be
thinking about.
interesting.
Yeah.
Is Jason still here? Where'd Jason go?
Good.
BTC.com. There's a couple of folks that should be here from. Yeah, what's up, Jason? You gonna reorg anyone?
Wish we could get the first block after halving.
Jason, who's gonna get it? Is it gonna be you guys? Pool in F2 pool? I know what Whit thinks.
I think the rate is 142. If you bet with me.
The rate is 1.2.
No, I mean 142 for BTC token. I guess for F2 pool it may be 1 to 1.4. It's a
doing straight odds.
Yeah, but recently there's just some anonymous hash rate, so it could be someone out of nowhere. You know, recently they have a mining pool. Their Coinbase has a message that Buffett says Warren Buffett.
Hmm. Oh, you think
Not
Warren
sure
Buffett's
which
mining?
Yeah.
You guys, we're down to the second block. So this could be the real halving block.
All right.
It's like you offered it up as a sacrifice.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, like just chug a whole thing of champagne at home by myself, just for the internet friends.
You're with us. You're with friends.
Isn't that just life under quarantine?
For the vine. For the vine, bro.
We were talking about Mount Gox days earlier, and about like exchanges crashing and stuff. And I was the running joke was that Mount Gox was run by a bunch of nerds, but they were the wrong kind of nerds. Instead of computer nerds, they were comic book nerds. So that was just a disaster waiting to happen.
The best scene is the one of Roger Ver saying that Mount Gox is solvent.
Oh,
he's seen the books. It's good.
Yeah.
What was the worst charlatan moment in Bitcoin history?
Paul Vernon, hands down. No question.
All right, walk us through it, Pete.
Huh?
Walk us through it.
You don't remember Paul Vernon? The Cryptid?
No. Oh, yeah. Wait, was it Big? What was his nickname?
Big Vern, of course.
Big Vern, there you go.
Well, no,
I'm a newbie, man.
He was great because I don't know if anybody here met him, but he was like a very bland, like politician type guy. And yeah, he ran the first exchange that did like multi-coin stuff. So Cryptsy was like Poloniex, pre-Poloniex. And I forget what the actual story of it is, but he just absconded to China. Like he divorced his wife somehow, like absconded to China with the business, and like nobody's seen him, but he got away with like I don't know, I can't remember. I think it's like 700,000. Maybe that sounds high, but it's a lot. Like he got away with a good haul.
I just looked it up. 13,000 Bitcoin, 300,000 Litecoin.
Yeah, and then nobody's seen him since, and he's never been caught, which is why I think he's the number one grift. And he's from Florida, so Florida people are just like skeezier on the whole, you know. So
Florida man.
Yeah, he's like Bitcoin's Florida man. Yeah, that would be mine. And also he got away. You know, very few of the charlatans in the space have gotten away. You know.
Why not Pirate 40?
What was that, Matt?
Why not Pirate at 40? Is that Matt?
Yeah, why not Pirate? Didn't he get away? No one ever caught him.
He also came back, and like he did that podcast with Chris DeRose, if I remember. And I remember.
I missed that part.
He had like
I
a
thought
brief.
The feds
return.
caught Pirate at 40.
I did.
So
I
he
do
got
think
charged with running a Ponzi scheme. Wait. So who's the one I was thinking of? Then there was one who was some random.
$110 million for Paul Vernon. Just got away. It's a good number.
The Pirate at 40 was Trendon Shavers.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, who am I thinking of then? There was
You're talking about Freedcat? Freedcat's the other one? He's my number 2.
Oh, yeah, that's who I was thinking of.
Freedcat's number 2, yeah. He's great because no one knows what happens to him, you know, or no one knows what happened to him. And the theory, I guess, in China is that he was killed by the Yakuza. So, you know, it's a pretty good story.
Right. How is that not number 1? That's just way more fun.
Because Vernon got away, you know, like that's like you got to give number 1 to the guy who did it.
But like if it's like kid nobody knows what happened to, there's maybe mafia involved, like come on, that's way more exciting.
Too unsubstantiated, you know. He could be around, he could be one of us, like, we don't know.
Yeah, exactly. See,
there's too much potentiality in that story, you know. It could go, but with Vernon, it's like, you know, wherever he is, he's among people who have no idea that he's sitting on like a fat stash of Bitcoin and has wronged many people.
Right.
I'm with Rizzo. That's some Kaiser Soze shit.
Yeah, I just think like with Freidcat's a good story, but it's too speculative. Like I don't know. I never knew him. I never met anybody who knew him. Like, you know, feels like kind of far away. With Vernon, it was just like he was right there, and he was so boring. He was just like such a boring guy. You know. I don't know. He's my vote.
Who's number 3?
Josh Garza.
Anyone else know that name?
Yeah,
Again, I'm ignorant.
Gold miners, come on.
Dude, I'm ignorant.
That's a test of your OG status, man. You're failing it right now.
Bitcoin.
This is the shibboleth.
What was their fake hardware miner thingamajig too?
The hashlet, yeah.
The hashlet.
So
cloud
good.
mining in a hardware appliance. Wait,
oh
what?
My god, so good, dude.
Yeah,
well, because it was like obviously a security.
Yo, Pete, he had to bring bodyguards, right, to the BTC Miami conference.
Yes. Garza was. I think he's in a prison in the Middle East too. Like, there's something like if people really followed that story to the end.
Oh yeah, he ended up in like debtor's prison because he went to like Dubai or something and ended up in debtor's prison because he was.
Well, Garza was great, man. I don't know, because you really had to, like, you know, nobody really knew that much about Bitcoin back then, and he just exploited like all the $1 Paycoin floor. It was just so hilarious, you know, because stablecoins are now a thing, which even makes it more hilarious that his stablecoin like didn't work. I don't know.
He was just early, man. He wasn't a scammer. He was just
too early. Yeah, too early. Right? Well, he also got into the Wall Street Journal and like a bunch of other like very prestigious publications. So, you know, he had a good ride.
You gotta scam really big, and then you just gotta make the scam huge.
But see, that's why he got caught.
One coin. One coin would be that plan.
I think with Vernon, it's like you really learned it's like how far you could get to the line of scam before you could go over and get caught. And he just like went right to the line, you know. $110 million worth of Bitcoin. Just
what's a bigger scam, Big Vern or Plus Token?
Plus Token was.
That's like right now.
Is that one of the many tokens that the SEC is going after?
No, that's like the whatever the Ponzi scheme out of Asia, right?
Oh,
Is that
the
they've been
MMM.
laundering? Yeah, they've been like laundering money through Wasabi and stuff like that.
Plus token is by far the biggest in terms of value.
Yeah.
So much of like 2019 price action was just plus token based.
Yeah, is plus token priced in?
Not at all, dude. It was not priced in. Every crypto hedge fund just needs to have an analyst following like Weibo at all times to find out what the new Ponzi is.
Wasn't OneCoin bigger than Plus Token?
Yeah, OneCoin's tough though. It's like, you know, I feel like a good scam, like it needs to be taken seriously for like a certain amount of time, you know? Like with OneCoin, it was just like, it was so easily disregarded by everybody, you know, that there was nothing, you know, nobody even spent any time like debunking it at all. There was no need
OneCoin
to.
didn't like, they didn't get their like one crypto personality to sell their soul and pump it. Instead, they just went straight for the like old folks' homes in Florida and were like pumping OneCoin.
Yeah, I think my scam criteria is like that you gotta kind of be legit for some period. You know?
Yeah, OneCoin isn't a crypto scam because it never existed, right? So.
Yeah, it never actually had a cryptocurrency, so I think like that's it. Like who would people say is like the redeemed? Like who's successfully redeemed themselves? I think Mark Harpless. I think I'm ready to call him redeemed.
You think so?
I don't know, I felt the air go out of the room there for a second.
Well, you use what's it? He's the CTO of
Well, maybe one halving we can
what's
just
the
redeem
VPN
somebody.
now?
You know, like every halving, like we have special redemption.
Mark was like incompetent rather than malicious though, right? Which gives him some points.
Well, he was convicted for fraud in France, so I don't know about that.
Did he ever go to France to defend himself? Like what the fuck?
Yeah, it's tough with him though, because it was also like, you know, they were the #1 exchange by a significant, like you would have to presuppose that like the exchange ecosystem was so terrible that like Mt. Gox was still the
There's
best.
the block.
Oh,
Last block.
There we go.
All right.
So that was the last
one.
The last 12.5 Bitcoin block.
Yeah, last 12.5. Oh, well, cheers to that.
So according to Peter Woolley, like this is we're now in the new epoch.
Yeah, I think so.
That makes sense.
People are mining a 6.25 block.
I don't agree with that. It's like people who agree that like
You think of profile there's an next block.
Is that it?
Really?
That was fast.
Oh, nice.
Nick, spray the
That was
champagne.
anticlimactic.
Let's drink for it.
we got the official tweet on it.
Wow, that was exciting.
You excited about shit?
It's like New Year's.
Shouldn't we wait for 6 blocks before we
Riveting,
celebrate it? Casey
Oh
gets
yeah, we gotta wait for
reorg.
6 confirmations.
Yeah, there's reorgs.
Wait, who mined it?
It could get reorged. It could get
It's
reorged.
true. We could have a reorg to a lower height. You never know. Of course, that requires 1,200 block reorg.
I was about to tweet last block, and then I immediately had to change it to
That was really fast. Yeah.
You didn't even have time to tweet it out, huh?
No, I did not. What
I
up?
am
The
cool.
deal team.
Yo, did you mine it?
No, not yet, not yet.
Ample
Someone
got
mined
it.
it.
Antpool got the
Pool
first
got
6
it.
and a
Wow.
6.25.
Full, of course. Come
No.
on.
There's a bunch of
You still have a
opportune
shot. You can reorg
transactions
them.
in
You can
there.
reorg them still.
Jason, almost you, man. Almost you, Jason.
Yeah, there was an
You just
Easter
gotta
on
mine 2
Memphis
before
Space.
anybody else mines 1, and then you got it.
There's a fireworks.
Who let Alejandro on?
Me, I left myself on. What's up? We didn't mind that.
Well, we got mine. We have 4 minutes of filling in here, and
you think this will have? You know, the first halving had a huge impact. You know, because it was a big supply shock. But now, you know, with each halving, it's the difference of, you know, the Bitcoin being mined that's reduced compared to the existing stock of Bitcoin is much smaller. But at the same time, it's still a big, you know, coordination signal for, you know, game theory, coordination game of everybody trying to guess what everybody else is going to do.
Yeah, I'm just bummed out. We didn't mine it. I'm so bummed out. We were gonna leave a message in the coin desk for you guys, but guess that won't ever happen. Maybe in 4 years.
Where do you think we'll be 4 years from now?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I'm 100% certain mining won't go anywhere and Bitcoin will stay strong. That's all I know. Jason, where are you at, Jason? Jason, where are you at? In Beijing?
Oh yeah, still in Beijing.
Cool.
Is anyone looking at the block to see if there's interesting op return data in there?
Yeah, I'm just checking right now.
Doesn't look like Ampool left any special message in there, really.
All right, y'all. I'm going to bounce out of this meeting, but y'all are welcome to stay in here. I'm not going to end it. So happy halving. Bitcoin is now a whole nother beast, baby. It's awesome.
Thanks, CK.
Happy halving, everybody.
Thanks, CK. Bye. Congrats, everybody. Thanks for having me on.
See you guys in 4 years.
See you in 4 years.
In 4 years?
The next one.
Good. Bye.
That's